Hi friends, welcome to Java Soul channel. If you don't subscribe my channel, please subscribe it. In last video, I told you about the 400 bad request error. As I told you, when client sent in invalid request, then we have to return a response with status code 400. Okay, with some proper message. Let me show you how we will send it. I have already created an application where I created one controller. Here I'm using a REST controller. As you know, REST controller is a combination of at the rate controller and at the rate response body. If I'm not using a REST controller, then I can also here define at the rate controller. But yeah, I have to write here at the rate response body also. So I'm using a employee bean here. Here I have defined some properties. Okay, and I have also defined one class employee. Here I have defined some, annotations at the rate not empty, like on an employee name. Employee name must not be empty. Okay, and I have defined one more class employee da. Here I'm adding an employee. Okay, in service router logic. Okay, so we have to return a response with status code 400. So let me create a class for that. Error response class. Here first property is HTTP status, in which we will set a status. We need to import it. Okay. Second one is our local date time. So before that, I'll use annotation JSON format. JSON format dot shape dot pattern. In which pattern we want to display date, month, year, hour, minute, and second. Local date time. Timestamp. So, and one more property, string message to set our message, and I'm taking a list here in which I'll return if any fields is missing, validation message basically. Me create controller, first controller which will take string, sorry, message and list of string details. Okay, this dot timestamp equals new local date new local date time dot now. This will return current date time. This dot message equals message and this dot details equals detail. Okay, let me create a one more constructor with http status. This dot state status status. Okay, now I will create a one more class which will handle all the exceptions. Custom handler. First thing, this class should extend response entity exception handler and response entity exception handler. Okay. Okay, and then we will use one more annotation here, controller advice. Using this annotation, basically now any exception will occur, in any controller with add request mapping annotation. This class will handle all those exceptions. Mm. Handler, we have to write it before the method. So one more method, public final response entity with object handle all exception. Handle all exceptions and web request. Okay. Now let me create list of string which will set all the exceptions. New array list. Okay. It's taking so much time, so let me do one thing. I've already written a code. Let me copy from here. Okay, let me explain. In this method, I created a one list. Okay, in this list, what I did, I called add method and I called get localized message on exception. Okay, whatever the message application will throw, that message will set here. That means we'll add here. So in error response class, what we are doing, we are just passing a server error and it details an internal server error. So this work for internal server error, and this is overrided method. Okay. So here we are passing a method argument not valid exceptions. So it will check, what uh, what's coming in a request. That means it will check a request is valid or not. Okay. And here I created a one list also, and I'm checking. I'm calling a get winding results method that dot get all errors on this method argument not valid exceptions. So whatever the message will come here, I'll add in this list. Now I'm creating a object of this error response class. Here I'm passing this message validation fails. Validation fails means that means let me show you your scenario. Then you will better know. I'm passing here status list object. Let me run this application. As I told you, you know how many properties are here: employee ID, employee name, email ID, and mobile number. Okay, employee name we are using annotation at the rate not empty. Okay, and message employee name must not be empty. So what I'm doing here, I'm not defining here employee name. Okay, and I'm sending a request without employee name. Let's see what happens. Let me click on send. Let's see what response is coming. Yeah, see, status is wait request. Timestamp 17 to 2020. Okay, and whatever the message we set there, it's coming here. Validation failed. This is all about details like employee name must not be empty. So using this way, we can reach a 400 bad request exception to the client. Thank you. Thanks for watching my video.